Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's session, we will be talking about the continuous tense forms, right? That is present continuous tense, past continuous tense and future continuous tense. We'll study the structure as well as the usage of these tense forms, right? So as the name suggests, the continuous tense indicates that the action is going on. At the time of speaking, the action is continuing. So let's get started. The continuous form, it suggests that the action is going on. So the basic structure is, first of all, we'll talk about the present continuous tense form, right? The present form. So the basic structure is subject plus the form of be. This depends upon the subject. Then the main verb in its ing form. Children, this is the most important thing. The main verb should be in its ing form. And then the object. Now let us see different sentences as per subject and number. First person, second person, third person. Again, let me repeat. First person is the person who is speaking. Second person is the person who is listening, the listener. And the third person is about whom we talk, right? So, the sentences are in positive. First of all, we'll talk about the positive form, right? That is the affirmative form. I am drinking water. We are drinking water. You are drinking water. You are drinking water in plural number. Then third person, he, she, it is drinking water in singular number, and they are drinking water. This is the plural number. Now next is the negative form. I am not drinking water. We are not drinking water. Second person singular number, you are not drinking water. Second person plural number, the same, you are not drinking water. And third person singular number, he, she, it is not drinking water. They are not drinking water in plural number, right? Now moving on to the interrogative form. I am becomes am I, as it is. I've told you earlier also that in interrogative, that is in the question form, the helping verb comes in front, right? So am I drinking water? Are we drinking water? Are you drinking water? In plural number the same, are you drinking water? Third person singular number is he, she, it drinking water. Plural number, are they drinking water? So these are the sentences in interrogative form. So in all these forms, what do we see? The subject remains the same, no change in the subject, no change in the object. It's the only verb which is changing, right? So, and one more thing that we notice, that in all the forms ing is there with the main verb, right? So the main verb has taken its ing form, which remains the same throughout. So the only thing is that the helping verb is changing, right? As per the subject. I am drinking water. You are drinking water. He, she, it is drinking water. We are drinking water. You are drinking water. They are drinking water. So basically, what do we see? The subject is there. Then a helping verb is there, which is a form of be. And then the main verb in its ing form is there. And then the object. So this is the basic structure of sentences in continuous form. That is the present continuous form. Now let us proceed towards the usage. Where do we use the present continuous tense form? talking about the usage, the first rule says present continuous tense form is used with an action that is going on, right? That is when an action is going on. For example, mother is cooking dinner. Here the sentence suggests, or the sentence indicates, that the action of cooking is going on. Moving on to the next rule, an action taking place at the present time. Please pay attention. Taking place at the present time, but not necessarily at the present moment. That means the action might take place in the present time, but not in the present moment, that is at the time of speaking. Now this will be more clear with the example. We are learning Kathak, so we are under that process, right? At the present time, it's talking about the time, but at the moment of speaking, it might not be happening. So here we are learning Kathak. Are learning, the verb is in, are learning is in present continuous tense, because we are talking about the present time, but not necessarily the present moment. And moving on to the third rule, that is the last rule for present continuous form. A planned future event, an event which would take place in future time, but the most important thing is that it's a planned one. There won't be any change in that event. For example, we are shifting to our new house next week. So, although the action will take place in the next week, but it is a planned one, right? So, therefore, the tense form used is present continuous tense. So I hope the rules of present continuous tense is clear to everyone. Now proceeding to past continuous tense form. For past continuous tense, let us see the basic structure. Subject plus past form of be. So this is the most important thing. Past form of be, that is was, were. These are the past forms of be, right? Then the main verb in ing form and the object, right? Now let us again go through the sentences, the affirmative form, the negative form and the interrogative form as per the subject and number. So first, the affirmative form or the positive form. I was drinking water. So was drinking. We were drinking water. Were drinking. Then in second person, you were drinking water. You were drinking water in plural number. Third person, he, she, it was drinking water. They were drinking water. So first person was singular number and plural number were. Second person were, plural number also were. Third person, that is he, she, it, was, and they were. So these are the positive forms. Then moving on to the negative form. I was not drinking water. We were not drinking water. You were not drinking water. Plural number, you were not drinking water. Then third person, he, she, it was not drinking water. They were not drinking water. So here in this we see again the helping verb, right? The past form of be, and the main verb has taken the ing form. Then moving on to the interrogative, that is the question form. Again the helping verb comes in the beginning. Was I drinking water? Were we drinking water? Second person, were you drinking water? Were you drinking water in the plural number? And then the third person, was he, she, it drinking water? Were they drinking water? So basically what do we see? The past form of be plus the main verb taking its ing form. So this was the structure of the different forms, right? Now moving on to the usage of past continuous tense form of verb. So past continuous tense is used to express an action that was going on at some point of time in the past. That is the action which was going on at some point of time in the past, right? As for example, the ducks were swimming in the pond. So the action was going on in the past time. Similarly, the porter was carrying the luggage. The action was going on in the past time. The action was continuing in the past time. So this this is where we use the past continuous tense form. Now moving on to the future continuous tense form. Obviously, as the name indicates, future continuous tense indicates those actions, talk about or indicates the actions going on in the future time. So, let us first see the basic structure of the sentences in future continuous tense. So, the subject, then comes will or shall plus be plus the main verb in ing form and then the object, right? So the basic thing, the most important thing to remember is that sentences in future continuous tense form must have will or shall, then be, and then the main verb again in its ing form. So basically we see all the continuous tense form, they have the main verb in their ing form. So let us first go through the positive, negative and interrogative sentences. So first, second and third person, singular number, plural number. So the first sentence in positive form, I shall be drinking water, plural form, we shall be drinking water. Then second person, you will be drinking water, plural number again, you will be drinking water. Then third person, he, she, it will be drinking water, they will be drinking water. So these were the sentences in positive form. Then the negative form, I shall not be drinking water, plural number, we shall not be drinking water. Second person, you will not be drinking water, plural number, you will not be drinking water. Third person, he, she, it will not be drinking water, they will not be drinking water. So these were the sentences in negative form. And then comes the interrogative, that is the question form. Shall I be drinking water? Shall we be drinking water? Will you be drinking water? Plural number again the same, will you be drinking water? And then the third person, will he, she, it be drinking water? Will they be drinking water? So in all these sentences we find again the same thing. This will or shall is there, then be is there, and the main verb in its ing form. Now proceeding on to the usage, that is where do we use these sentences, that is where do we use the future continuous tense form. So this tense form is used to express an action continuing or that will be going on at some point of time in future. That is the action continuing, the action going on in some point of time in future time, right? That is talking about the time which is yet to come. For example, I will be doing my homework. So talking about the future tense, I'm not doing right now, I've not been doing, I will be doing, talking about the future time. Similarly, we will be watching the event. So will be watching, again the time which is yet to come, talking about the time which is about to come. So this was the usage of future continuous tense form. With this, I conclude today's lesson. So I think all of you must have understood the topic well. All of you must have got a clear understanding of this form of tense, that is the continuous form of tense. In my next video, we'll be talking about the other forms of tenses. And till then, keep revising, keep watching the video carefully. Thank you, children.